Today's topic is Laplace transform properties. The objective is to study and derive Laplace transform properties. So we'll start with the first property, the linearity property. Let us see here. x1t is the CT signal. Its Laplace transform, that is x1s. Let us consider another signal x2t and the Laplace transform pair, that is equals to x2s. So this is the first individual signal. It produces the Laplace transform x1s. This is the second individual signal. It produces the Laplace transform x2s. Let us consider its ROC is equals to R1, that is of first signal, and ROC of because of second signal, that is equals to R2. So ROC is equals to R2 for second signal, ROC is equals to R1 for the first signal. Right? So we know what is x1s. x1s is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity x1t into e raised to minus st into dt. Let it be equation number 1. This is the Laplace transform due to the x1t signal. x2s, that is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity x2t into e raised to minus st into dt. Let it be equation number 2. These are the Laplace transforms because of individual signals x1t and x2t. If we combine these two signals like this, then what is the Laplace transform because of combination of these inputs? So that is nothing but it specifies the linearity property. Let us see the combination of this input. A1, x1t. So A1 is the constant. So x1t is multiplied with A1. A2 is another constant. x2t is multiplied by A2. If you take the Laplace transform of this, what is its outputs? So its output is equals to A1 x1s plus A2 x2s, and ROC, the combined ROC is equals to, so R1 is the ROC of the first signal, so intersection R1 intersection with R2, so R2 is the ROC of the second signal. So this is the linearity property. So we can prove this property also. So let this combined signal, that means we will now find out. So individual signals Laplace transform that we know. So equation 1 and equation 2 are representing. Now we will find out, let this is equals to A1 x1t plus A2 x2t, let it be x3t. So we will find out its Laplace transform. So that is equals to x3, yes, that is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity A1 x1t plus A2 x2t. So that is nothing but the x3t into e raised to minus st into dt. So A1 is constant, A2 is constant. You can take those things outside. So that is equals to, so A1 minus, I can write like this, A1, that is using the integration rules itself, A1 minus integration from minus infinity to plus infinity x1t, so multiplied by e raised to minus st dt, plus I can take this A2 outside, integration from minus infinity to plus infinity x2t into e raised to minus st into dt. Now let us check this. This is nothing but x1s equation number 1. This is nothing but x2s equation number 2. That means x3s, that means because of the combination of these two inputs, so you can write here this is equals to what? x1s, and this is equals to what? x2s. So you can write a1 into x1t, so that is equals to what? x3t, that we are denoted it with x3t, plus a2 into x2t. If you take its Laplace transform, see the right hand side, this is equals to a1 x1s plus a2 x2s. So this is the linearity property of Laplace transform. So this is proved, and ROC is definitely, ROC is R1 intersection with R2. So R1 is the ROC of the first signal, R2 is the ROC of the second signal, right? The second property, property number 2. So time shifting property. Time shifting property. So what this property says? So we have already seen the properties are nothing but when you convert the time domain signal into the frequency domain signal, then or in frequency domain. So how is its behavior? That is to check, that we have to check, and that is nothing but the property of the signal in short. So time shifting property, what it says, we see here. Suppose xt is the signal, its Laplace transform is x of s. Then if you shift the signal in the time domain, so this is the shift t minus t naught. What is its Laplace transform? Its Laplace transform is equals to e raised to minus s t naught into xs. So xs is the Laplace transform of xt. It gets multiplied by e raised to minus s t naught. So let us check this property. So we'll prove this. X of s, write down the equation. X of s is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity. That is equals to xt into e raised to minus st into dt. Let it be equation number 1. Now we want the Laplace transform of x of t minus t naught. So Laplace transform of x of t minus t naught. So that is the shift in the time domain, or time shifting you say, minus infinity to plus infinity. X of t minus t naught into e raised to minus st into dt. Let t minus t naught is equals to m. So t is equals to m plus t naught. When t tends to infinity, m tends to infinity, and when t tends to minus infinity, m tends to minus infinity. So no change in the limits. So put into the equation number 2 these values. So Laplace transform of x of t minus t naught, that is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity. So t minus t naught is replaced with what? M. So here you can write x of m, e raised to minus s. T is going to be replaced with what? M plus t naught into dt. So that is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity, x of m into e raised to minus sm into e raised to minus s t naught. So dt is, just see here, again d of t is going to be replaced with dm. So here dm, not dt, dm. So into d of m, that is equals to, so this is the integration with respect to m. So you can take this constant outside, e raised to minus s t naught integration minus infinity to plus infinity x of m e raised to minus sm dm. So what is this? This is nothing but x of s, that is the Laplace transform of x of m, that is equals to x of s. This is representing Laplace transform. So you can see Laplace transform of x of t minus t naught is equals to e raised to minus s t naught into xs. So when there is shift in the time domain, it will be multiplied in the frequency domain by e raised to minus s t naught. So this is the time shifting property. That means when you shift the signal in time domain, it will be multiplied by e raised to minus s t naught in the frequency domain. Next property, that is property number 3, you can say. So that is the frequency shifting property. Frequency shifting property. That means this property says that when there is shift in the frequency domain, what is its effect in the time domain? Or if you do something in time domain, what is its effect in the frequency domain? So in frequency shifting, you are shifting the frequency in the frequency domain. So definitely there will be the effect of shifting of the frequency in the frequency domain in the time domain. So we'll check what is its effect. So x of t, its Laplace transform, that is equals to x of s. Then if you shift the frequency in the frequency domain by s naught amount, for example, x of s is representing the frequency domain. Suppose s minus s naught. So what is its effect in the time domain? Its effect will be there. So it will be multiplied in time domain by this s naught e raised to s naught t into x of t. So we'll prove this property as follows. So we know that x of s is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into e raised to minus st into dt. Let it be equation number 1. Now we want the Laplace transform of this quantity. So Laplace transform of e raised to s naught t into xt. So if we find the Laplace transform of this left hand side, then we are going to check whether the signal is going to be shifted by s naught amount in the frequency domain or not. That is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity. Put this value e raised to s naught t into x of t. So this is the signal e raised to minus st into dt. Let it be equation number 2. So we have to find out the Laplace transform of e raised to s naught t into xt. Right. So we'll further continue this. Laplace transform of e raised to, let us check, e raised to s naught t into x of t. So I am rewriting the equation, that is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity e raised to s naught t into x of t into e raised to minus st into dt. So this is the equation. Now we'll just combine this term. This is e raised to s naught t and this is e raised to minus st. So this is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity e raised x of t as it is into e raised to minus s minus s naught t into dt. Let us check. xt e raised to minus s t. So e raised to minus s t, that is t. So minus minus become plus e raised to s naught t. So this is s minus s naught. So s naught is the shift in the frequency. S naught is the shift. So yes, this s minus s naught. So basically it is the Laplace transform. Just see, this is xt, the signal. It's Laplace transform, e raised to minus s naught. So there is only the shift, but this is basically s. You will get s again because just shift in s is denoted by s naught. So you can say this is the entire term is the Laplace transform of s minus s naught. That's all. So Laplace transform of e raised to s naught t into x of t is equals to x of s minus s naught. So this is proved. So this is the frequency shifting property. That means when you shift the frequency in the frequency domain by s naught amount, it will be multiplied by e raised to s naught t in the time domain. And the last property, so that we are going to see, that is differentiation in time domain. Differentiation in time domain. Very simple property. Now once again just see, xt is the signal. Its Laplace transform is denoted by xs. Then what is the Laplace transform of its differentiation? d by dt of xt. So if you take its Laplace transform, this will be denoted by, it will be multiplied by s to the original Laplace transform xs. So we'll prove that. So write the equation. xs will prove this property is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e raised to minus st into dt. Let it be equation number 1. Now take the Laplace transform of d by dt of xt. d by dt of xt, that is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity d by dt of xt e raised to minus st into dt. Okay, so we'll just use the u into v integration rule, u minus infinity to plus infinity. So I will take this e raised to d by e raised to minus st earlier just for our convenience and move this quantity here dt. So this, let it be u, this is v. So integration u into v is equals to u integration v minus integration du integration v. Okay, so let it be equation number 2. So this rule that we are using here, so that is equals to u is equals to what? This. So just put e raised to u as it is, e raised to minus st into integration of v. So integration and differentiation is going to be cancelled, that is equals to xt. So limit minus infinity to plus infinity, minus sign, then integration sign as it is, du, that is differentiation of u. So this is e raised to minus st as it is, multiplied by s. So minus s multiplied by e raised to minus st. So this is the first term du, and integration v means integration and differentiation is going to be cancelled. This is equals to xt. Integration is there, so this is equals to dt. Now just see here, if you put upper limit first, so e raised to minus infinity into x of infinity minus sign, put the lower limit, so this will be minus s into minus infinity into x of minus infinity. So minus, I will take s outside. This is minus infinity to plus infinity, minus infinity to plus infinity. So what is remaining? xt e raised to minus st into dt. So the first term, e raised to minus infinity, since e raised to minus infinity is equals to 0, and x of minus infinity, that is equals to 0. So the first term, entire first term reduces to 0. So that is equals to minus s integration minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into e raised to minus st dt. Now just here minus sign and this minus sign become plus here. So this is plus here. So minus of minus s. So this is plus s plus s. And what is this? Minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e raised to minus st dt. This is the Laplace transform of x of t, that is equals to x of s. So s into x of s. So you can write finally, that is Laplace transform of d by dt of xt is equals to s into x of s. Thus it is proved. Thank you.